Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Empath Sisters. I'm Shelly.
Hi, I'm Bev.
And last week or last episode, I always say last week. I don't know why I do that.
I know.
But anyway.
It's okay.
I mean to say, last episode we talked about updates on Lionsgate and dreams and spirits and all kinds of things. We just had like a generalized conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But today I am actually visiting Bev in Saskatoon, so we were able to do this recording together, which is nice because then we kind of like we're thinking like, okay, don't we have to do this and don't we have to do that?
Yeah.
And so
it's weird to go separate in separate locations and then come together. It's like, how do we do this? Because again, we're not very technical, so.
Just so you know. Yeah. So, so welcome back. And
Welcome.
We are going to talk about, well, we're not really going to be talking about, we're going to actually do questions from like our audience. So for those that gave us questions on our Instagram and emails, totally appreciate it. Thank you so much. Today we can only do so many. And so if you did not get your question answered, we apologize in advance. There's just was so many that we had to go through, and it does take a lot of time. And so
they're randomly selected.
yes.
So just if you're one that gets an answer, you are meant to get a message from us. So channel through us. So
yes.
So thank you for all of your questions, and we appreciate you guys so much. And we're really excited to share our answers that came through for each of you. And I think we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 readings that we've done, and Shelly and I ended up doing the readings together. So like we kind of do it our own way, but with the same person in mind, same question, and so we kind of have our interpretations
of your questions.
So we will be giving those to you, and we also will only be just sharing your first name and not sharing your last name or anything like that.
Okay.
It should speak to you. I'm sure you'll know your name and your question. So
I know.
I would assume so. Or just look back at your message you submitted.
Okay.
So here we go. We're going to start.
The first person that we're going to start with is, her name is Cindy. And she asked about her career. And so we...
she asked about her career, and she was mentioning that feeling stuck. Is kind of the only other thing that we got with that question. So.
Right. So I don't know who you, like if you wanted to start or if you want me to start.
Doesn't matter. Whatever you like.
Okay. Well, I can start.
Sure.
So what well, actually, Bevan, I guess we should explain how we connect, I guess, and how we do the reading. So what we typically do together, like not together obviously, but like separately, but we do the same thing pretty much together, is that we do use tarot cards to just help us, give us a little bit of a tool to connect, and we ask your basically your team to come forward and help answer this question, and we shuffle the cards, and whatever flies out we use, and then we just do our own interpretations, and sometimes they match and sometimes they don't, so you just take it however it resonates with you. Okay, so for myself, when I was shuffling and I asked your question, Cindy, I had wrote down that you do have all the knowledge that you have learned in your career, and it's not that you don't have that knowledge, but you also need to just stop focusing what is in front of you, like the universe is actually showing you, but you just keep it's almost like you're ignoring it, or you're just not seeing it. And then I also just said that it felt like that you were in your head a lot, and you need to just stay out of that, and that you're putting way too many options and you're thinking about them too much. So maybe like take a list and do some pros and cons of those options or thinkings, like whatever you're thinking of in your career or even a different career. And just feel what resonates with you the most and go with it. They're saying that it is what is blocking you, is that you are in your head too much. So if you're the type of person that needs to put like a pros and cons list, or just write down, or just get into that, and you're going to get that answer for yourself as long as it resonates with you. So that's what I wrote. Yeah. For yourself.
For myself, Cindy, in your reading, for me, I can openly read, which is kind of just channeling and information and messages. But I did use my cards, which my guides had, instructed me to use about 5 years ago. So it's just kind of like the opposite of like what they want to say to you. Shelley, Shelley and I both kind of like similar. We write your name down. And just kind of channel in. So again, whatever cards were coming out for you, and just channeling in some of the information for you. So for you, Cindy, what I was getting also was that with the first card, it was just about, options and choices. And I really felt like, you have been in your job for quite a while, and I felt like you are kind of looking for a career change, or you're just kind of like at that point where it's like, do I stay, or kind of feeling bored, maybe just ready to make that change or shift, and you're just like kind of making weighing out all the options of like, should I stay, should I go, what should I look at if I were to leave, what should I be doing, and they talk about you being prepared, and you're at the ready, you're ready to make a change and a shift, but they also talk about you just feeling really, it's making you feel really vulnerable, so just really scared to kind of allow yourself to make a change and to kind of go forward in that direction. So that is there for you. That's kind of in the present there that they're saying. They also kind of wanted to remind you that you are a great role model, like a feminine leader as well, just really magnetic, just kind of like brighten up the environment or the space so that you come into, you kind of have that energy about you, that you're also really talented and gifted as well. And then the last card that kind of came for you is just, letting you know that like you're hardworking, you're dedicated to the job. It's like no matter what job is in front of you, you are dedicated to it. You will, you just kind of put all your focus in. And they also said that there's going to be an offer that's going to be coming up for you. You just need to be open to the possibilities. It's almost like it's going to come forward, but it'll be delivered to you in a way that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So just kind of, again, just taking off those blinders, and just being open to it being delivered to you. So it's almost like somebody just saying something, or I don't know, some people say that they're on TikTok and somebody says something and it's like, oh, and it's just kind of like a message. And so it won't be like someone directly saying it to you. It's just maybe it's like an indirect way. So a way that you wouldn't expect to come through, but there is going to be an offer that's going to come your way. And then the last little message for you was just that there was just some fear that's kind of holding you back. So again, like on Shelley's reading, just kind of in your head too much, kind of up here, listening to all of those thoughts as it just goes on and on and on, and that's kind of what's holding you back. So I would just maybe focus on doing some grounding, some spew journaling, just kind of like anything to clear out your head, just kind of go within, maybe some meditation, that sort of thing, and maybe those answers will come to you, and just kind of filtering out, and ask yourself what you're ready for. Put it out there when you are meditating. If you're ready for this change to come forward, this opportunity will come forward, and just ask your team to bring that forward for you. And then, like I said, that I feel like the opportunity is going to come in a way that you won't really expect it. So that's what I got for you, Cindy.
Yeah. So again, take that and take it however you would like to take it. If it resonates with you, great. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So good luck to you.
Yes.
So that's for Cindy.
That's for Cindy.
Yes.
So the next person on the on our list, her name is Norma Jean.
Yes.
And her question was, is my career going to change? Yeah. So did you want to start with?
Yeah,
Norma?
sure. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
For me, Norma Jean, I got that right now the first card kind of was like the Hanged Man, which is kind of representing like a paradox. It's like readjusting. They're just kind of like when they use the Hanged Man, he's kind of upside down. And they're just saying to like look at things through it at a different angle. Just changing your viewpoint is kind of what needs to happen. They said it's time to also let go of some emotional baggage and hurts, because those are kind of things that are holding you back from being able to move forward. They said, so again, it's that taking a step back in order to be able to move forward, which is like looking at that emotional baggage stuff. They said it's time to undergo like a change of mind, changing your priorities. Just you're kind of at that place where you're just a bit bored. You're kind of just in limbo, bored with life. How it's just kind of like that. I think of Groundhog Day, the movie. It's just like repetitious every day. It's the same. But they're just saying that you just need to readjust your feelings in order to like be able to forge ahead. And they said this is also kind of like a feeling. They're saying it's looking kind of like trying to solve a crossword puzzle is kind of what they're showing me it looks like for you, really trying to figure out and find all the answers to solve the problem and the equation. And so this is kind of where they're saying these are the things that you need to look at in order to be able to solve the crossword puzzle. And just reminding you again that you're a really talented and a gifted person as well. You're just very resourceful. And again, they're talking about that readjustment and refinement. It's time to readjust and have some refinement in your life. So looking at those priorities again, just allowing yourself to go within and drop some of that emotional stuff from the past. And like I always say to clients, you need to be able to let go of things in the past in order to allow new to come into your life. So that's kind of the message that was coming through for you, Norma Jean. And that there was the last message is that there will be an offer that will also, again, for you come forward too. So that's what I was getting for you today.
And for myself, when I was doing the reading for you, Norma Jean, was that you want to move forward. You do want to move or change in your career, but you're just not connecting with yourself and trusting yourself or that knowledge that you have. I'm not sure if you're just in that disconnect right now, but you already have that, and you're just over analyzing what to do. And so what you need, they're saying that you need to do is that you need to spend time with yourself and just make sure that you're not going too much, because you don't want to go to the other part of yourself where you may feel that you don't know, and you don't want to do that. But at the same time, you just don't want to lose that connection with yourself. So you need to just go a little bit more inward, and that you do have that, ability of change, right? So like you can change it. You just need to work a little bit more inward and then find what is passionate for you, right? And so whatever that is, then you're going to have that feeling of connection, and then you're going to know, because you will know that. And so that's what I ended up getting for you, Norma Jean. So I hope that helps you answer your question and
resonates.
So yeah, good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay.
Moving on.
So the next person on our list is Nadine. And Nadine's question is, what is the future of my current relationship? Okay, so Nadine, for myself, when I was doing your cards and calling in for your team to tell me what you needed to know in that question, is that you needed to let go of old patterns in order to move forward. Like you're carrying way too much. I don't want to use the term baggage, because I really don't like that word, but you're just carrying a lot of things that you had in the past, and you're just not allowing them to let go. And they are saying that it's a lot to do with your emotions, and like you need to bring like whatever emotions that are going to come up for you, you need to release those. You need to let them go, so that when you go into this next or in this relationship, even any kind of relationship, you need to do those things for yourself so that those relationships can flourish, and that you're not doing that old pattern, and that you are also a little bit hard on yourself. You need to love yourself a little bit more. You just need to do some more like self-expression, do things that make you feel good, even if it's just like positive affirmations to yourself, or like things like that will help you be in a positive light. And then, I wrote this because it came up. It's almost like that, that saying that if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. So you need to take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
And I also wrote down that it's okay, and don't feel guilty, because it's okay to take care of ourselves. We are in society, we're taught to take care of everybody else. But like I said in that saying, you can't take care of everybody else if you're not taking care of yourself, because you're just going to burn yourself out. Yeah. And it will make you happier, and that your relationship happier. And so once you do that, and you do all that kind of letting go and all that kind of stuff, your relationships with anyone, and it can be partner, family, whatever, friendships, are going to be so much better. So that's what I had up for myself when I was working with your team. So yeah.
All right. For you, I right away before the cards came out, I was getting the messages of slow and steady, and just a really positive feeling. I feel like the relationship that you're in right now currently is positive for you. Again, they're really coming through with talking about the communication. So just working on expression and communicating your feelings, and kind of what's there for you. They also said that this is really important in this relationship, is the communication, because I feel like in past relationship, or what you've been through in the past, it's putting everybody else first and kind of just holding back how you're feeling or what you're needing and that sort of thing, relating back to Shelley's kind of messages as well of like, it's time for you. So, and just like expressing that, like, it's okay for you to express your feelings to your partner and this relationship that you're in. They also talk about you being ready for action, and they also said to use your wisdom based on experience. So, all the wisdom that you have from past relationships, yes, you have all of that, but also you need to look at that and go, okay, what is positive? What can I use from that in the past in this current relationship now moving forward? And then the things that weren't working, those are the things we need to change. And I feel like that's where they're showing it's that communication part wasn't happening as much, and that's what you're going to need moving forward in this relationship. They also talk about kind of like a challenging lover. So that's, again, the challenge there is going to be like, you need to express and you need to communicate to this person. There is some refreshing honesty that comes out of this relationship as well, which I feel like hasn't really happened in the past for you. So in this one, there will be more of that honesty coming from the partner as well. Then they were showing me like that you were ready for adventure. It's kind of like it's like you're taking a chance with this person. I feel like you were ready for a relationship, but I feel a little bit that there was a little bit of hesitation, and there's like, of course, this fear of like, oh my gosh, it does feel really good, but I'm really scared it's going to end. Where's it going to go? What's next? What's happening? You have all of these questions. It's like a lot of like being in your head. And they just said that you're too much in your head, and you're just needing to be a little bit more like Peter Pan, just like fairy tale fun, just don't think about things, be free, just allow yourself to get out of your head and just to have some fun. So just like that magic, I guess Peter Pan is more magical, I guess. So just having a little bit more of that, and that there's more, that's also going to bring more confidence in the relationship as well, just because you're going to be more in the present as opposed to being in your head as well. And just like they're saying that you're ready to make the next move, you're going to see results from your efforts. So put in those efforts of, this guidance that's coming through for you, and you will see the results come forward for you. And they also talked about this relationship that you're in is, it's like it's like having a break from hard work. It's like your past relationship, I feel like, was a really long one, and I feel like it was a lot of work for you, and I feel like this one is a lot easier, and this is why I feel like this guidance is coming through for you, so that it can flourish. So that was the messages that I got for you. Yeah. So
All right.
hopefully that resonates with
Yes.
you.
All right.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay.
All
Next
right.
question.
So the next person is
Yes.
Roxanne.
Yes.
And her question is, do you see me relocating to a different province in the near future, or rooted here?
Yeah.
Okay. I can start. I will have to say that when I did your cards, it really was simple. Like, I don't mean to make it sound like it was just like a,
It was pretty direct.
yeah, like
Just
it was
like-
just, yep. And so I don't have a whole lot because I feel like what I'm going to say to you, you're just gonna,
It was just speak to you. I
yeah,
feel like
yeah, I do too.
there wasn't a lot of elaboration. It was just like,
Yeah,
but I feel that goes with your personality.
absolutely.
You just give it to me straight.
Yeah. So for me, the opportunity is there to move. You like I do see you in another province, but you keep fighting that decision. It's not sure why, because I feel that you know that it's going to happen, but you also need to really stop and see what is important to you. So if if you're moving for a relationship or however, and see if that is important to you, but you also need to make it, they're saying you need to make that decision and that it's time. I just kept getting, it's time. You need to stop worrying about it, and even if you're worried about your finances, the finances are going to be there. So you don't need to worry about that. The universe is going to give you that, and that you don't have anything to worry about. You just need to make that decision, and it's time for you to make that decision. And so that's what I got. That's all I got. So so it's time.
It's time. For me, Roxanne, I was getting, opportunity from the universe is presenting you this massive pentacle, which is like a huge gift from the universe of the opportunity is there. And also with the pentacle, it felt like, that's abundance and prosperity. So like, I also felt the same way. It was like very clear. I could see you moving. I could see the distance. I could see the map. And I feel like you're going west, and there's opportunity there for you. And I feel like it's been in the air for quite some time, and I feel like maybe your partner wants to also be there. And it's been, I feel like, knocking heads. Like I see those what are they? What are those type of, like,
I don't know. It's like bumping heads, you know? Like you're just...
Those ones with the big horns. There's like these
like
animals.
the rams.
The rams, yeah. So it's kind of like the rams, and they're just like bunking heads. It's like one feels this way, one feels this way. But what they're saying is just like, you both know it's there, but it's just like, take that away. It's almost like getting out of the emotion. And they're just saying like, come into your heart. And I felt like the message was like, in your heart you want to do this, that you want to do this for your partner and for you. And it will, I feel like, because you're very direct, and it's like you like to make a lot of the decisions. I feel like that's why it's been really hard for you, because I feel like your partner is the one that really wants to do this and wants to make those decisions. And so it's kind of like, well, no, I'm not doing that because you want to do that. But they're just saying like, look within your heart, and just, I feel like you do very much love your partner. And I feel like if you just go there and feel into like what that could be when you're there together, and coming from that place as opposed to the ramming place, you're really going to flourish. It's going to be really good for you to be there. I do not see you being rooted here. And so they talk about you just being really upfront with your plans, direct, straightforward, get to the point. You have a really strong character, and they're just, it's like that conforming, just like going with the flow, moving with your partner. That's what I'm seeing. So that was the message. It just wasn't. It just done.
Yes.
So that was for you, Roxanne. So hopefully that resonates with you and how you're feeling. And good luck to you.
Yes. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
The next person on our list is Kalyn.
Kaelin.
Now it's spelled K and then -Lyn. I hope that's the right saying. So, Kalyn. Okay, and your question was, what new information would the universe want me to know about my love life? All right. Now, for you, Kalyn, I had a bunch of cards that flew out, and I am just going to say what I wrote, because and like I said, I don't know for sure what or how your relationship is, but I feel that they're telling me that you are feeling a little bit bored in the relationship, like you're feeling like it's one-sided, and that like you do want to move forward, and that I wrote down too is that it's either going to be moving forward with yourself or in this relationship, but like you also need to spend some time within yourself and on your feminine side and trusting yourself, and your feelings in this relationship as well, and that you're also feeling that you are the only one working hard at this relationship, and that there is something that might be just this one little thing that might be missing. And so what they're telling me is that if you are feeling this one thing that is maybe missing, that might be the part that you need to work on and not everything else, because everything else in your relationship is fine. You just have this one thing that you might need to be working on instead. And that you need to just kind of see what it is that is missing, or like go through what your relationship is like, and you will know what that is. Like, I feel like you already know what it is. I really do. I feel like you already know what that is, and they're just telling me that you just need to work on that. And then you're going to know how the rest of this relationship is going to be and how it's going to move forward. Because if you don't, then that's probably when it's not going to work out, right? So, but at the same time, I feel like you know what it is, and I feel that you want it to work out and you want this to flourish. So you just need to work on that one thing and nothing else. So just keep that in mind. So that's what I had for you. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, for me, it was very similar to Shelley's. I felt like you're in a relationship as well. That's what was coming through at the very beginning. I feel like it's very one-sided. It doesn't feel like there's equals, or it feels like the relationship is equal, or that sort of thing. I'm thinking of like the messages that usually come through on the Lover's card or the Two of Cups. Those messages are typically like to remember that you're both your own individual, but yet when you come together, it's like you're just like this item. And so right now it just kind of feels like, to me, it just feels like it's a struggle, or there's it just feels like it's hard work. It feels like there's always something that's going on, or working towards, or working through, and they're telling me that maybe there's some like high standards that are set there. I don't know if it's from one side or the other side, but it just feels like that's kind of where the struggles are coming from. And they're also just talking about just like, just to like face facts. They're saying don't avoid it, just kind of look at things, and if you want things to change, it's time to start dropping old values and to start to embrace new ones in this relationship. So it's kind of like a big change needs to happen in the relationship between the two of you, or that the change is just that's out of the relationship change. And that's kind of what I was getting for you as well. And they just said that you need to feel secure in yourself as well, because I feel like there's maybe some influence or just something that's holding you back from you flourishing as a person yourself. And they wanted to remind you that you are accomplished, you are independent and self-reliant, and just like you have all of that, but it's almost like you're forgetting that you have these abilities, or you are that way, or maybe you do know that, but maybe you need to hear that and have that reminder from your team as well. So that's the messages that I got for you for this relationship and what they want to let you know. So just kind of like, I've seen binoculars, just like take a good look within that. And I agree with Shelley. Like I really feel like in your gut where it's at and what needs to happen.
Yeah,
it's hard and it's scary to like, it's really hard to make decisions like that, of like, okay, or to even face things and say, or to speak up and be strong enough and direct of like, hey, these are the things that need to change. Just, laying down the law or the rules, or just that expression. So yeah, that's what I was getting. So good luck to you, Kalyn.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for your question.
Yes. All right, so the next person on our list is Carrie.
Yes.
And her question is, what will this school year look like for me? All right. For me, I guess I should stop saying for me because you might not even know who's talking. This is Shelley, by the way.
Oh, right.
I just thought of that.
I forgot about podcasting.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Our listeners.
Sorry about that, everybody. But yeah, this is Shelley. And for your question, Carrie, I ended up getting 4 cards for you, and I basically wanted to just put it all together because it really does just flow into one. You're very, like, the type of person that I feel that you are. You love what you do, and you're very loving and compassionate and caring, and you love just to do those things and teaching and letting kids learn, and that's a great thing. And then I feel like you also like have everything that you want, but there's just this one thing that you want to dabble on, or you're missing that you want to work on, or you want to do for you. And but at the same time, you're afraid because you're afraid that you're going to be judged, and that looked upon differently, or people are going to be like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe she does that, or however you you think, right? Like we automatically think people think these things, but you actually don't know what they're thinking because they might feel the same way as you. They might feel on the same page as you. But at the same time, I do feel that there is going to be a change in this school year. So an opportunity is going to come up for you to take some time to spend on that one thing that you want to work on, and which is a good thing because I feel that that's going to help you feel very, very much almost whole. Like I don't know how to say it. It's almost like you're just going to be this, that you get to do all of these things and that gives you joy, right? And so yeah, I just feel like your school year is going to be a little bit, with just everything that is going on, I do feel like it's still going to be an okay year. I just feel like you're going to be at that point where you might want to take maybe some time off, or there might be an opportunity or something that might come up for you that you will get to take some stuff to do for you. So that's what I got. So yeah. So I don't know.
Mine's very similar. But they're talking about, I agree with Shelley that there's something, they talk about a blending of ideas. So it's like you're doing something already that you do love, and there's something else that you would like to do. And I really feel like, I'm not sure if Shelley's mentioned it, but I really also feel like it's more on the spiritual side of things. I
forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
Yes, it is on the spiritual side. Sorry.
Yeah. And so this is where they're talking about, like, they talk about you needing to search for that happy medium. Because it's right now it's just all this, and it's just like there's like when you're just searching for something, there's that one thing that maybe you like to do, or even if you think back to when you were a kid and it was like, oh man, I love jumping in puddles, but you don't jump in puddles anymore,
right? And
it's like you just miss that and you really want to do that, and that's kind of what they're talking about. You're all in on this, what you're doing and teaching and all of that, and that's going great. I feel like this school year is going to be I feel like no matter what comes up with how everything is going, I feel like you're going to handle it really well. I feel like you're in a good place. I feel like you're prepared. You're ready for it no matter what comes your way. I feel like you're good. And so, it comes back to this blending of ideas and just searching for that happy medium and just taking that time to do that one thing that you'd like to do, or some of those things. And maybe it's just kind of like diving back into the spiritual side of things for yourself, or allowing yourself to connect in that way, be around like-minded people, whatever it takes, whatever it is that you want to do, that little piece of you, it's almost like your inner soul is just like, hey, missing that again. And they also had talked about some healing energy as well, so maybe there's some healing energy work, or that's maybe in there within that spiritual stuff. And of course you're a diligent worker, but they're just saying like you'll have that focus and that progress that's going to happen. I feel like that's just like part of the school side of things. And then they're just saying here, like, you're kind of like looking for that opportunity. But again, I come back to Shelley's, the judgment. And what I would say is, when Shelley was talking about the judgment, is like, who cares what other people think?
Yeah, that's right.
Don't worry about what they think. All that matters is that you're happy inside and you're doing what is speaking to you. It's your life.
Yeah.
Live it. And they talk about, looking for that opportunity. So finding the space and the time to fit that into your life and to take those opportunities to do so. Because that is that, again, searching for that happy medium. It's bringing that balance in. And then they talk about you just setting the wheels in motion. It's time to set the wheels in motion. Get on it. It's time. They talk about like your family's doing really well. There's family happiness. Everything's really good. It's like everything is just going to be in balance, that you can do this. That's what I was seeing for you. They talk again about you have the ability to manifest. You're really gifted and you just need to focus on your goals. So get on that. And then this is where it's going to bring into that. They talk about you just feeling like you'll have like the whole world in your hands. They talk about completion, everything together, completion of a cycle. So that would be the message that's coming in for you for this year. So I know kind of a little bit steps away from the school year, but within the school year, I feel like because it was kind of a general question, they kind of were like sliding that in there.
Yeah.
We're just going to add this in. So, with the school year, like I feel like everything is going to go well. It's just this other piece of you throughout the school year is kind of what you're going to be needing.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
Yeah, so hopefully that resonates with you, and thank you, Carrie.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so we only have one left that we had time for.
Yes.
So, and it's for Lindsay, and her question is, what is next for me?
Yeah.
So, for me, again, this is Shelley talking. Lindsay, I ended up getting quite a few cards for you. So for you, it basically was just saying that like things are going to like come to you, like there's going to be possibilities that are going to be coming to you, but you just need to keep an open mind, and that you have to keep your mind open for those possibilities, and that you need to trust them. And that you need to look for those signs and synchronicities, like if you just happen to be like, oh, like Bev mentioned about having that other question that we answered, like it could be a word, it could be something that you heard somebody else say, or you listen, like you could see it even, or there's a sign, or you need to be kind of like, I'm not saying that you need to watch for them all over the place, but you just need to be a little bit more aware and just be open-minded to that, because it's definitely, they're telling me that it's going to be a pleasant surprise for you. And then you just also need to give yourself that confidence. Like you need to feel confident and stop doubting yourself, and going into those fears, and that you need to be giving yourself some space, or perhaps because I don't know why, but I had to write this part down, was that like either you are going to need to give space for yourself, or give space for in a relationship with someone. And it doesn't necessarily mean partnership. It can be friendship. It can be somebody in your family, however you want to look at this, or how it resonates with you. But you might be they might need your strength. You might need to be their shoulder. And so you need to just kind of give yourself confidence that you can do this. You can give that person that strength. Okay. But I also wanted to mention that this is also a time for you to be like you're going to get a little bit more heightened in your intuition and your abilities. You need to also embrace your divine feminine, like connect with your intuition and just really trust in yourself. I feel like you're kind of questioning yourself, and like I said, it goes back to that like doubting and the fears, right? So you just need to just really just take some time for yourself to connect, and like whether that's like meditation or however you want to do it, or spend self-care on yourself, but just really try to connect with yourself. But then there's this one other part that they just scooped in and it was like, I feel like there might be a difficult decision, and that you're unclear of which way to take. Like you do see both possibilities, and that you need to connect with yourself, and you just need to trust your intuition. And really just, if it's something that you might need to do, like, even though you know the possibilities, maybe you need more information on them. Maybe that information is going to give you that confirmation of what your decision is going to be, because they're saying that you're almost avoiding it now. Like you're at that point where you're like, okay, yeah, I have these two decisions or this decision to make, but you're just kind of like, oh, I just don't want to do it with right now. So they're just saying, like, you need to just stop, because avoiding it can only it's almost like you can only avoid it for so long, right? And so just, you need to make sure that you are in that space of trusting yourself, and maybe just grabbing that information and going through that and make that decision. They're saying you need to make that decision or that move. So I hope that resonates with you. Yeah, that's what I had for you. So.
Okay, for me, for Lindsay, I also was getting that you are intuitive. They talk about you having, that's kind of like a secret for you. I feel like it's something that's within you. You're gifted, you have these talents, you have these experiences, you have this intuition. I feel like the synchronicities, the coincidences are starting to already happen for you, and I feel like they're really coming through for you. Like, just getting signs all the time, and I feel like they really want to get into your face, because they're really talking about you developing those talents, with your, like, developing your intuition and your gifts as well. And they talk about you having this is like a time for a personal journey for you, but you've just been way too busy. I drew this picture, it's a circle, and there's just like a web. It's like all of these things. It's almost like you are so spread out in all of these things, that it's overwhelming, and it's almost like there's no time for you. And this is why I feel like all the signs are coming in really big, loud, all these things are happening, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, they're really trying to get into your face. And they're just saying that, like, this is a time for you to take this journey, a self journey, to work on or take a look at or learn about these developing talents and your intuition. And also just like self-care. It's like, it's time for you. You need to put yourself as the first priority. Everybody else will benefit. It's kind of like it's backwards right now. It's like everybody else is getting everything. There's nothing left for you. It's time to just change that. And it's not being selfish. We need to fill our own buckets so that they can overflow to everybody else. It's just really hard to give from an empty bucket. Trust me, been there. And so, they just said it's time for you to commit to yourself. You are an empath, you're compassionate, you have kindness, understanding, like you have that really, you're tenderhearted, and just a beautiful person. And, you've got the gift of the gab they talk about, just like, you could talk, you just love talking, love being around people, like you're just a people person. And this is also why you're probably a people pleaser, and this is probably why you're spreading yourself thin. And it's time for you to just come back to you, and then the rest will fall into balance. Right now, everything's just starting to feel, the Knight of Wands, they're talking about the extremes of energy, up, down. It's just like all over the place, and that is what happens when you are spread out thin and you're kind of doing everything for everybody else. So, but they said to let you know, like, that to be prepared for excitement in your future. There's like new things that are going to come up for you if you take this guidance of taking time for you and starting to embark on this personal journey for yourself. It's going to be fun and exciting times for you. So that's what I was getting for you from your team.
All right.
So thank you for your message, Lindsay, and I hope that we hope that resonates with you. And
good luck on that.
Yes, good luck. Yeah. And these are all the questions that we had time for, and we really appreciate all of you and all of the questions that had come forward. It was really fun connecting with your guides and your team, and it was fun.
It was actually kind of neat because we don't usually work together that way.
No. So. So it was fun to have that experience. So thank you for giving us, Empath Sisters, that experience to do readings together and bring some messages for you. So hopefully that all resonates with you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And we will look forward to connecting with you guys on the next episode. So Thank you so much for tuning in with the Empath Sisters, sending you guys love, light, and gratitude wherever this may find you. And
Yes.
until next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.